Hello, my name is Rodrigo Quijano,
Hello, my name is Andres Castillo.
Hello, my name is Pascual Escaldaferri.
and I am currently studying international business at Tech of Monterrey.
I am currently studying musical production at Tecnológico de Monterrey.
I'm studying engineering and management at Polytechnic of Turin, Italy.
And together with all of our skills, we decided to join and create our company called PAR. This company main focus is to solve global problems and provide solutions that are good for the entire world.
We want to implement the last mile project in Tanzania and Mexico. And this project talks about and try to solve the main problem of medicine in Tanzania, that is delivering the medicine in all the country and in the poorest region of the country. And the main goal of the project is try to implement the distribution system of Coca-Cola in the distribution of medicine in Tanzania. And so they try to solve a public problem, that is the problem of healthcare assistance in Tanzania through the a private company that is Coca-Cola, because this distribution system is one of the most studied and the most important in the world. In fact, Coca-Cola is everywhere in the world, and you can find a bottle of Coca-Cola in each part of in each country of the world. And the main problem in Tanzania is malaria and HIV. So for this reason, they want to deliver this medicine for all the people, and also in the poorest region in Tanzania. That's why we can try to implement this system, this project in Mexico. But for sure, the situation in Mexico is completely different. So we have found some new solution to implement perfectly this project here in Mexico.
With this information, we will see if top distributors like Coca-Cola can help us implement this project in Mexico, and we will talk about it later. Coca-Cola is one of the biggest innovative countries in the world. One of their biggest slogan is Destapa la felicidad. For that reason, they're called innovative for using happiness with their product. As we have investigated, Coca-Cola has done a variety of projects to increment their social responsibility and help the world. Here are some examples that we have found out. One of them is creating 100% complete PET bottles to help the world and invest everything. Another of the products is that in 2017, they're implementing water centers around the state to sustain water instead of wasting it, while also taking care of the water plants. And in such, they plan to return the water they have used. Also, Coca-Cola introduced a project called KO10, which is centered around 10 helpful tips to save energy and help the world. And since 2012, Coca-Cola has been making 100 environmental friendly bottles to tackle climate change.
As you can see, Coca-Cola is a really big company, and therefore we want to use their expertise to help us. Another important aspect that we have to consider for our investigation is the global environment we are facing. Project Last Mile happened first in Tanzania. However, while Tanzania is considered the 12th largest economy of Africa, Mexico is considered the 13th largest economy of the whole world. There are many social cultural differences between Mexico and Tanzania. Tanzania population mostly lives in rural places and villages. That's why the need of moving and carrying out Coca-Cola and the medicines was more difficult. However, Mexico has larger concentrated areas, and the movement is faster, and there are more roads to reach them. However, both cities are covered with a lot of similarities in the Hofstad's model. For example, both countries are considered to be a society of hierarchical order. This means that society is used to receiving orders from people above them. Both countries are considered to be countries that prefer solutions in short term. Both want them to be fast and quick as possible. That's why, in order to see for our solution on Project Last Mile in Mexico, we need to think of something that is fast for the people and accessible for everyone in the nation. With Project Last Mile, we learned that malaria was the biggest disease that Tanzania was facing. However, the situation in Mexico is very different. In Mexico, we face more problems like diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and cancer. Legally speaking, Mexico depends from almost 50% from the private companies in the pharmaceutical sector. For this reason, the market is already regulated. The most poor areas are located in the south of Mexico. However, there are shorter distances. An important thing that we have to consider for this problem and for our solution is that during the past 5 years, Mexico approved the Electronic Medical Record Official Standard to merge hospital information from systems. This is really important because this information helps in a faster way get to know people and doctors and services what are the medicines needed in every area and how many they have. So this helps us organize better and have a better logistics throughout the whole Mexico communities. With all the information we gathered, we finally came to a conclusion.
Yeah, we solved this problem thinking about something that surprised me, that I'm not Mexican. In Mexico, the presence of many OXXO stores all over the country. And for this reason, we can solve the last mile problem, so the delivery of the medicine in the last kilometers using OXXO store. So we can use this spot that are everywhere in Mexico to store the medicine, and the people and patients that want to obtain some particular medicine can go to this store and find them. And for this reason, we think about this OXXO store because they are very cheap to implement. It's very cheap to implement this project because you don't need to build new places in which store the medicine. And also, OXXO is an alliance of Coca-Cola, and for this reason it's also easy to implement the distribution system between the trucks that deliver the medicine in the country and the OXXO store. The OXXO are more than 14,000 in Mexico, but another problem to solve is in the territories and area in which OXXO is not present. And for this reason, we have found another solution.
Not only do we know that there are not OXXOs in the poorest places of Mexico, so we plan to implement a system that delivers you the medicine, for example, like Uber, something like that, or like a taxi. But there will be a service line where you have to call and you will have to say, no, I need this type of medicine, this and this, and we will deliver it to you at the place. You will just need to give your direction.
Obviously, they will.
Financing this project is very easy in Mexico. This is because the 50% of the pharmaceutical sector is private, and for this reason, investing in their own warehouses and truck and pickups for the distribution is easy because they can increase the market, they can increase the demand, and for this reason, they can obtain a high return on their investment.
Another sector that they should invest is in the public sector. The public sector should heavily invest in improving the road conditions so that they don't have any accidents or any misconvenience while transporting the medicine. They should also have a tax break and fiscal help to implement the OXXOs in those places and the transportation methods.
And finally, the OXXO service system should implement the best solution from an economic point of view. The fact that OXXO stores are everywhere can avoid investment of building new pharmacies or other place to store the medicines. The only investments to be done is developing the software to deliver the medicines to home, and the refrigerators needed from the stores to preserve the quality of the medicines.
To obtain this goal, there are different things to be done. Every city or small village in the area of distribution system must have at least one spot in which every person can go every week and communicate what he needs. Each spot transfers this information at a central data center, and here the information will be analyzed, and from here will rise the demand. The order will be transferred weekly to each company that must have ready the lot for the end of the week in order to meet the demand.
When the medicine is ready, the distribution starts. The trucks deliver the lots to the warehouses of the companies. There are other steps in the distribution system before reaching the client. The medicines have to be delivered from the warehouses to the cities and villages and get the clients. Each warehouse, as mentioned before, is property of the company.
The choice of the location will be the result of a detailed study of the territory in order to cover optimally the areas to be served. The company's warehouse and their location, therefore, will be chosen in order to grant equal incomes to each company and maximize the public welfare, minimize production cost, distribution cost, and minimize the price. In fact, these decisions will be taken before and from the public organization in charge of developing the project.
Now, companies can have less cost of building new stores with this solution. Finally, we believe that with the use of OXXO's great amount of stores all over Mexico and plus the help of Coca-Cola's expertise of distribution throughout whole Mexico is the best solution in which we can apply our information learned from Project Last Mile in Tanzania and be implemented in Mexico with success.